Hello everyone. Objective 8.2 says students will be able to find measures of central tendency from data representations. Example 1 has a frequency table, which represents the amount of siblings that each student has in a single elementary school class of 29 students. First, we're going to do part A, which determines the median, and then part B, which asks us to determine the average amount of siblings in this class. For part A, we first have to know what is it asking us. And the median is the middlemost number. It's the middlemost amount of siblings that a student in this class has. So in the past, what you could do is list out all the siblings from least to greatest, and the one that is in the exact middle would be your median. Now, sometimes the amount of data points we have is just too big to do that. And even if it's not too big to do that, there's a quicker way. So what we do is we take the total amount of students, the amount of data points, so in this case 29, and we divide it by 2. So 29 divided by 2. And what we're doing is we're finding in order which student is the amount of siblings we want to look at. So 29 divided by 2 is 14.5, which is a little awkward to have 0.5 of a student, so we're going to round up and make it 15. When you have an odd number of data points and you divide by 2, you're going to get a decimal, and in that case you'll want to round up just like we did here from 14.5 to 15. What this means is we're looking for the number of students, we're looking for the number of siblings that the 15th student in order has. Now, how do we use this number 15 to find the number of siblings? What we do is we go over to our frequency table and we see that there are 3 students that have 0 siblings. So the amount of students in this class that have 0 siblings would include our first through our third students. Now, the number of students in this class who have 1 sibling, there are 9 more. And so we already worried about the first through third student in order. So that means the students who have exactly 1 sibling would start with our 4th student in order, 4th through 9 plus 3 is 12. So 4th through 12th. Next, we have the students in this class who have exactly 2 siblings. There are 8 of them, and we left off at 12. So that's going to include our 13th through 12 plus 8 more is 20th. So the number of the students who have exactly 2 siblings in this class will be the 13th through 20th students in order. Now, we were looking for the 15th student in order, and since the students in this class who have exactly 2 siblings include the 13th through 20th students, 15 would be included in there. So our median number of siblings is 2. And again, that's a value, so that's a number of siblings, 2 siblings. Part B is asking us to find the mean, or the average, as we sometimes say. Now, in the past, what you may have done is taken all of these numbers, summed them up, and divided by the number of total students. So that would look like 0 plus 0 plus 0, because there's 3 zeros, plus 1 plus 1 plus 1, and you'll add 1 9 times because there's 9 students with 1 sibling. But this is going to take a very long time. So what we can do instead, because mathematicians are lazy but efficient, keyword is efficient, what we're going to do instead is use multiplication to our advantage. There were 3 students with 0 siblings. So instead of adding, we'll use multiplication. But we're going to add that to the 9 students who had exactly 1 sibling, 8 students who had 2 siblings, 6 students who have 3 siblings, 2 students who had 4 siblings, 0 students actually who had 5, and 1 student who had 6 siblings. The sum of all these products is 57. It's the same sum that we would have gotten if we just added each individual term. And we're still going to take our sum and divide it by the total number of students. So 57 divided by 29 is 1.96. And when we find an average, it is okay. When we find the mean, it is okay to have a decimal. But I'm going to round 1.96, which actually rounds to 2.0. So our mean is 2.0. And again, this is a value, so that's siblings. There we found the median, the middlemost amount, and we found the mean, the average amount of a set of data points for the number of siblings that the students in this one elementary school class have.